Good evening, everyone. I'm going to call to order the regular meeting of the City Council for September 23rd, 2023. Please call the roll.
Councilmember Adler.
Here.
Councilmember Joanette.
Present.
Councilmember Rubio is absent. Vice Mayor Veros.
Here.
And Mayor Armstrong.
Here.
Thank you.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. Okay, next item, please.
Item 3, announcements. 3.1, changes and additions to the agenda. There are none. Item 3.2, if you'd like to speak under public comment or regarding an agenda item, please fill out a speaker card and bring it forward to the city clerk. Item 4, public comment.
Okay, item 4, public comment. Public comment is now open. At this time, the public is permitted to address the City Council on any non-agenda item related to the business of the City Council. Can speak on items that are on the consent calendar, including requests to pull an item or items from the consent calendar and the reason why you wish to pull the item or items. Please note that the decision to remove the item from the consent calendar is strictly at the discretion of the City Council. You can also speak on requests for future agenda items and also for any special presentation items under Section 6 of tonight's agenda. And we do have one item of Section 6. You can also speak on items that are not on the agenda but are within the City Council's jurisdiction. Please be reminded that while the city ensures the First Amendment rights of its citizens, we do not accept nor endorse any offensive or hateful comments made during our meetings. The city celebrates the diversity of our community, and we strive to be a welcoming and open community for all. If you wish to speak under public comment or regarding an agenda item, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room and submit it to the city clerk. And while we encourage your comments, unfortunately, state law prevents the City Council from discussing items that are not on the meeting agenda. The City Council does take them very seriously, however, and if appropriate, the staff will follow up. So at this time, as I said, public comment is open. Speakers will be permitted 3 minutes to speak. And do we have any speaker cards?
We have 7 speaker cards for this item.
Okay.
The first, Bob Peoples.
Evening, Bob.
Good evening. Bob Peoples, speaking of a citizen of San Ramon. Sorry. With adoption of the city's updated climate action plan earlier this year, I understand you are considering how the plan will be implemented, including the role of community members. I'm also concerned about the cancellation of 4 open space advisory committees so far this year, coupled with lack of information about involvement in the proposed revision of committee bylaws. Hence, I wonder if incorporating the Open Space Advisory Committee into a possible climate-related entity is being considered, and if so, how seriously? A committee or commission to involve residents in and provide feedback about city climate change mitigation and adaptation efforts is desirable and would be appropriate. Extensive discussion of the nature and scope of such an entity is welcomed. In San Ramon, the intersection of open space with climate change issues is limited to only carbon sequestration in natural systems. The vast bulk of each of these entities' responsibilities are distinct and still require attention. The magnitude, scope, immediacy, and rapid increase of climate impacts will be immense. What seems clear is that in a combined entity, climate impacts would likely overwhelm any focus on open space. That would almost guarantee important open space needs, opportunities, and responsibilities will not be addressed. Only minuscule benefits, such as saving a very small amount of money and limiting city committees would result by consolidating the Open Space Advisory Committee into a climate-related entity. Rolling the Open Space Committee and its responsibilities into a climate-focused entities would be neither productive nor warranted. Thank you for the opportunity to raise these questions and concerns.
Thank you. Next
Jim-
speaker, please.
Jim Blickenstaff.
Evening, Jim.
Good evening, Mayor and City Council. I had a question that's not on the agenda, but it basically has to do with apparent approval of the fees for the city. They were the one especially I'm interested in, of course, is the fee for citizens to have to appeal to council or whatever they have to appeal. It seems like it's still $4,500, but I'm pretty sure that's what was before the financial committee. I think they were considering that, and I believe it passed. So I was wondering if it comes up before you guys or if it just is a done deal at the financial committee, because I was thinking it'd be something a lot of people would want to have the council chime in on and see if they can adjust it, because there's two things involved here: the cost to the city and then respecting the needs of the citizens to appeal something they feel very strongly about. So that's a question I have, and if it is at your discretion to hear that, I would appreciate that if that could be agendized at some point. So thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
Gary Alpert.
Evening, Gary.
Good morning, good evening. Mary Armstrong, City Council, those in the audience and those watching online. My name is Gary Alpert. I am the board president of the San Ramon Valley Education Foundation. I'm here to remind you, the council and the community, that the 43rd annual Run for Education will be on Sunday, October 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 noon at 2700 Camino Ramon, right across the street from San Ramon City Center. It is the largest run that supports education in Northern California, attracting thousands of participants of all ages, abilities, and backgrounds. It is an opportunity to have a great time, get a little exercise, all while raising funds for the San Ramon Valley Unified Schools. You can walk, run, roll, or just visit during our 5K, 10K mini run for 2 to 6-year-olds and our friendship run for participants with special needs. Of course, since it's a San Ramon Valley Education Foundation event, there'll be lots of fun, bands, mascots, games, food, and excitement. The Run for Education, hosted by the San Ramon Valley Education Foundation, is a nonprofit. We support and promote education in our community in partnership with the San Ramon Valley Unified School District. It's the only event in the San Ramon Valley that includes participants, volunteers, and spectators from all 35 San Ramon Valley Unified School District schools, representing the communities of Alamo, Danville, and of course, San Ramon. And lastly, I'd like to take a moment to thank the city staff for all their help with this event. As you might know, closing down the entire core of the city, even for a Sunday morning, is a big effort. It takes a lot of work, and from parks to public works to police, the city has always been a pleasure to work with. So thank you to all that help. For more information, please visit srvef.org, The Run. And as we like to always say, come for the run and stay for the fun. See you on October 12th. Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Santosh.
Evening, Santosh.
Good evening, Mayor Armstrong, Vice Mayor Maros, and council members. As you're aware, I've been coming to the city council meeting and requesting for action, sending emails and reaching out to individually to each of your members regarding the benches within the Carmelita community, which is on the Doughty Road. This was a community that was built by Toll Brothers and completed the development in 2019. The Carmelita community is isolated. The closest park to that is over a mile, which is the Rancho Park. And that too, it has to go through the main thoroughfare where the cars are over 50 miles an hour. And it is very difficult for the seniors and the kids to walk to that park. For many years now, the residents in our community have consistently raised the simple and reasonable request for the installation of benches in our neighborhood, particularly along the common walking routes or any areas where people naturally can gather around. So this is not a luxury. This is a matter of basic dignity and safety and accessibility. I've been trying to reach out to the city staff, and they've been working on it, and the council members who are also the members of GAD. So I would really like that, especially with the single place to stop and rest for them, for any of the people who are walking. I'm asking for benches, nothing grand like a stadium or anything major, but a small and impactful investment that can improve the everyday life of the real people within the community. So I've been asking the council to take some real action and to move this item forward. You've been hearing me, and probably you're getting tired of it. Sorry about that. But I want to take this with the urgency and seriousness it deserves, and the lack of benches sends an unintentional message that needs pedestrians, seniors, and the families in the neighborhood are not being taken seriously. So we are very friendly for walking community and bicycles. I wish we take this, you guys take this very seriously and do the instruction needed so that you can instruct the city staff to move this plan forward or have some kind of action towards it. Thank you very much for your time. I ask someone from the council take the championship and champion this issue and ensure there is real progress made.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, and thank you for your service to the city. Thank you.
Shirag Kathrani.
Make sure.
Hello, everyone. So I want to talk to you about the last developer agreement update that happened in the last council meeting. And I want to walk you back from how it started. So in the first time when it came in the planning commission, there were 4 planning commissioners, 1 wasn't appointed. So totally out of 4, 1 had abstained. So the supermajority clause was not there. And when it came to the city council meeting first time, Robert Junat, he said like, okay, there's a loss of public trust because 5 people had questioned this logic. Why is this developer agreement is getting updated now? And the logic given was public trust. And in the very next meeting, when the same 65 people write, at that time, where did this public trust go? And we should have a meaningful dialogue with the community. If there are so many people not upset about it, I believe the council has a responsibility to have a meaningful dialogue before passing something like that. So right now, since there was no supermajority back then, and now the question over here is about the measure G, which is voter mandated measure, voter passed measure, which said supermajority is required and minimum 3 planning commission and 3 city council meetings are required. That was the spirit of this measure. And now the text amendment is being made and changing from supermajority to regular majority.
Are you speaking on item 9.1 now?
And let me complete.
Please
And,
keep your remarks to
From the-
non-agenda
Yeah, I'll
items.
keep it. I'll be there as well. And it's being changed from supermajority to regular majority, as well as 3 meetings to 1 meeting. So with your change, how do we expect you to be understand, which you spoke in the last time when you said a voter approved measure should be going back to voters, not text amended, no amendment would be allowed. We are looking forward to see your argument. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next.
Abhijit Banerjee.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and City Council member. My name is Abhijit Banerjee, and I'm here as a resident of San Ramon and especially as a president of the HOA board for a community named Serena at Gale Ranch. For reference, this is the community right opposite Rancho San Ramon Park by the Bella Vista Elementary School. I'm speaking here tonight on behalf of my neighbors who are here on the first row to the left of me, who have joined here to address and bring to your attention a serious and urgent issue. The issue is the severe light pollution, excessive lighting originating from a community called Pradera Community. This is located at 17445 Bollinger Canyon Road. For reference, this is by the Doherty Station, the Phase 2 extension of the Deer Creek 55 plus community. Powerful stadium-style lights have been installed at this location and are left on throughout the night. This isn't just a minor annoyance, it's a profound disruption to our lives and environment. The light is so intense, and I've shared some of the pictures as submitted over there. You can see it. It's so intense that you can see it from the pictures, that you could actually read a book outside in the middle of the night, to be very honest. And I'm not exaggerating it. This intense daylight balanced light invades the home across the community and even 1,000 feet away. There's a big natural barrier the canyon Alamo Creek goes through in between. And the families are struggling to get full night's sleep and disrupts the light patterns. Even with the full blackout curtain, the light is so powerful enough. Again, it talks about in the pictures, you can see them. To add to this is not the impact just to the humans, this is impact to our local wildlife as well. And it has been devastating. The constant glare has silenced our nights. We no longer hear the owls hooting and so forth. For nocturnal creatures like them, the light is not just an inconvenience, it's a threat to their survival, adversely impacting their ability to hunt, feed, reproduce, and migrate. We have tried to resolve these issues for months. We brought this to the city council and via email exchanges with the code enforcement, and we were told this was a county issue. We then contacted the Contra Costa County, but saw no results. We also reached out to the builder, which is the Chappelle Properties, only to be given a runaround, and we feel really stuck amidst the bureaucratic red tape, and we feel really helpless for resolving a real small issue is to reduce the intensity of these lights. That's why I'm here tonight, join my fellow community members. We also have a change.org petition.
Please wrap it up.
And we urge you to take a look into this issue and do something about it. I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And we did get your the information on the lights, and I'll make sure the clerk distributes a copy to all the council members.
Sandeep,
Okay. Evening.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, Vice Mayor, and the council members. Thanks for having me here. I'm Sandeep Punur, and I'm going to add to what my fellow community member just talked about, the lighting hazard. So I was here 4 months ago to make my first public comment. And after my first public comment and repeated emails, maybe hundreds in numbers, builder finally made an effort to lower the intensity of the floodlights or the daylight type of lighting. But then that, while we appreciate such a step, that did not really solve any problem for any of us. So our living rooms, bedrooms, throughout the night, still filled with daylight, disrupting our sleep and well-being completely throughout the night. And you can clearly see from the exhibits what it means to be around those throughout the night, every single day. And then if I have to give you a perfect analogy, if I turn on this iPhone flashlight and imagine staring at that for 10 long minutes, and imagine if I bring it closer to your eye and then multiply it with 10, 15 iPhones, So such is the feeling for all of us living out there in the community at the moment. And yeah, and then the funny thing is the surrounding communities, in fact, finished by the same builder, have installed a warm, subtle lighting with shielded guards. And that have never been a problem for any of us for all these years. And I still don't understand why the builder is not using or utilizing the same warm, subtle lighting even for this newer community. And yeah, so install the guards, replace the stadium style lighting with the warm, subtle lighting that they've already installed in the previous community. And yeah, while we support the growth and development of the community or San Ramon City, I strongly believe that it should not come at the cost of families' well-being and peace of mind. So we totally appreciate your leadership in this matter, and we request a swift action to be taken in this matter right away, because it's been 9 months and the issue has not gone anywhere, and then we're deeply concerned about it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Any more speakers?
No, that was the last speaker card.
Any written comment?
Not for this item.
Okay. Then I will close public comment and we'll move on to item 5, consent calendar. Do we have any council member that wishes to pull any of the consent items?
No,
Okay.
I move the motion for consent calendar.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion from council on this? Madam Clerk, would you please read by title only?
Ordinance 533, amending Title B Regulations, Division B6, Health, Sanitation, Environmental Quality, Chapter 1, Solid Waste and Recycling, Article 2, Solid Waste, Organic Materials, and Recyclable Materials Collection Service and Containers, and Article 3, Authorized Collectors of the Santa Rosa Municipal Code.
Okay, thank you. And that was item 5.3. Let's vote, please. Okay, vote passes 4-0 with Councilmember Rubio absent. Now we will move on to item 6, special presentations. And I'll tee this one up. I just want to say, of course, welcome everyone to tonight's council meeting, to our regular council attendees, as well as some of our special guests tonight and parents. Tonight, I'm excited. We get to recognize some award winners from the recent Discover San Ramon Event Innovator Competition. You know, Discover San Ramon, that's our local marketing organization. They help to get the word out about San Ramon. It's one of California's, best places to live, to work, to play, to visit. And they help get information out about different activities, and they bring people into our hotels, and they can then further explore our city and shop in our shops and dine here and have fun with all the stuff that we have to offer. So, so what was the Event Innovator Competition? We're going to hear about more of that in a minute, but it's a first of a kind initiative by Discover San Ramon. And we're going to hear from Candice Estelle here in a moment. But basically, it's a competition designed to empower local San Ramon high school students to create event concepts celebrating community spirit. And it was open to high school students in grades 9 through 11. And I also want to acknowledge the Discover San Ramon leadership. They're, hard at work driving cultural and tourism initiatives in San Ramon that help to strengthen our local economy and our hospitality sector. In particular, our board chair, Dennis Garrison, Beth Schnitzer, and Raghu Shivaram, who are here tonight as well over on the side. And but at this time, I'd like to introduce Candice Estelle. She's the Director of Marketing at the Sonesta Select San Ramon, and she'll tell a little bit more about the program and the winners. Evening, Candice.
Thank you, Mayor Armstrong. I'm excited to be here. Thank you to the council members and all that are present. You summed it up wonderfully that Discover San Ramon, we reinforce the commitment of creating events and really supporting the local businesses, tourism, and the longevity and the prosperity of San Ramon as a whole. So with that said, we also share a purpose with the first of its kind event innovator competition. We had some wonderful high school students who were able to really engage in the civic duties and highlighting some of the events that we can bring to the city. The students did submit original concepts. Their entries were reviewed by the Discover San Ramon board. And after careful review, we received several submissions, but these are the winners. And I will first tell you the title of the idea, and then I will say the names. And just as my mom used to make me correct everyone when they got my name wrong, please do not feel bad for correcting me because I'm going to do my best in calling out everyone's name, but feel free to come up and then we will all take a picture together. So the submissions reflected a lot of the diversity and the spirit of celebration of the community. One of the entries was the Lantern and Drones Festival, San Ramon Festival of the Lights. That was by Shivan, and let me say the last name right, Belaji, and he is with Doherty Valley High School. The other event was the San Ramon Summer Olympiad by Samita Ashita Chikoti. And so two sisters, Shamita and Ashita Chikoti. And then the third was and this was a surprise for me because I never knew about this, but I hear that other states do this, a San Ramon scavenger stroll. And that was won by Dion Shetty, Pranuv Ragunath, I hope I'm getting this right, Sohan Babu. And we just want to thank all of the winners who were supported by their parents, their teachers, community, and this was a wonderful event. As well, this will be an annual event that we expect to announce before the end of the year, the 2026 application and information to be announced. So please check the discoversanramonca.com or Discover San Ramon CA social media platforms like Instagram and Facebook. So thank you again. And if I can have those, or are we doing that now? I don't want to go ahead of that.
Well, let's take a picture. We'll take a picture one at a time. Tell us what they won.
Okay, and so
or-
each team will receive a $5,000 cash prize in honor of their submission. So that is good money there. And so as each of them, and should I call that again? We have the Drone and Lantern Festival for San Ramon Festival of the Lights. And that was Shivan.
All right,
Shivan.
well, great. We're going to get the whole council. Let's all go down and take a picture with Shivan. You're going to get this too, right?
Why not? 1, 2, 3, smile.
And the San Ramon Olympiad the San Ramon Olympiad winners, Sumita Ashita Chikoti. Oh, okay, sorry.
All right.
You're fine. And then our sisters and actually all students are from Doherty Valley High School, so. That you have a real check and a check they get to put on the wall. And then the third, we have the San Ramon Scavenger Stroll, and that was by three gentlemen also from Doherty. Dion Shetty, Pranav, and Pro. Come here.
It's Pranav Raghunath and Sohan Babu.
You know, we do have that listed, but I don't have it noted at this moment, but there were all ranges throughout San Ramon, through high school from 9th to 12th. Yeah, yeah. And I just want to say also, thank you to Spritz Marketing, who is a lifeline for Discover San Ramon, who also was just instrumental in putting this together. So thank you, Spritz. Should we? Hold on, let me get on it.
I never won $5,000. $5,000, that's pretty awesome. Yeah. Went to the wrong city. All right, well, congratulations. Any final comments from any of the council members?
I just want to say I'm really impressed. Congratulations and thank you to Discover San Ramon. Thank you so much. Really, thank you.
Yeah, thanks Discover San Ramon for initiating this effort. We definitely look forward to work with you on much more events like this so that we can bring more business to our San Ramon. We need more revenue. So thank you for all your efforts and help in this journey.
Yeah, and of course, it just takes everybody working together and parents and kids, and that's why we do well, because we all work together. So congratulations.
All right, again, congratulations and thank you, Discover San Ramon. So now we will move on to the next item, please.
Item 7, deferred consent, we have none. Item 8, unfinished business, there is none this evening. Item 9, new business. 9.1, public hearing, proposed zoning ordinance, text amendment, and environmental review application for an ordinance of the city of San Ramon to amend Title B, Title D zoning of the San Ramon Municipal Code And prior to the staff report, we would like to acknowledge a revision made to this item this afternoon. Page 78 of the revised packet was inadvertently omitted from the originally published version and now has been added. No other pages or items were revised, removed, or added. Thank
Okay.
you.
Thank you. We acknowledge that added item. Okay, well, let's have the staff report. And it looks like we've got Cindy Yee. Hi.
Yes, thank you and good evening, Mayor Armstrong, Vice Mayor Feroz, and council members. I'm here this evening to present go back to the beginning here. I'm here to present the applications for zoning ordinance text amendment as well as environmental review applications. The scope of the changes is in line with the zoning ordinance is in line with the adoption of the General Plan 2040 and housing element updates that were done in 2023, along with additional technical changes that have been initiated by staff since the adoption of those two documents. So this evening's public hearing is really just to provide an overview of the proposed changes, as well as highlighting some key edits that are being made to the text amendment. As you're aware, when the city adopted the housing element and general plan in 2040, General Plan 2040 in 2023, there were a number of edits that needed to be made to the zoning ordinance. And so since 2023, staff has been preparing recommended changes. A number of these changes have been presented to the Planning Commission as well as City Council on various policy topics. The Planning Commission took up this item at their August meetings and approved resolution number 11-25 on August 19th, recommending the City Council approve the proposed text amendments attached to your staff report this evening. Tonight's public hearing just continues to provide an opportunity to receive feedback from the community as well as the City Council, and to introduce the ordinance attached for your consideration. In the staff report, there's a table of the proposed changes to each division of the zoning ordinance. We thought it would help just to give a brief summary that's of the highlighted changes within each division. So Division D2, there are 4 primary changes to highlight. A number of definitions and density ranges that have had to be updated in the residential district due to consistency with the general plan. There's also a number of land use table updates. The tables identify what allowed uses are within each zone in the city. That's been updated to reflect conversations that we've had over the last 2 years on necessary changes to those land use tables. City also adopted the objective design and development standards last year, and so there are now new references to that document in the zoning ordinance. And then we've also removed some outdated references to 2 zones that no longer exist in San Ramon, and so those have been edited out of Division D2. In Division D3, as you'll recall, there were a number of new mixed-use zones that were added as part of the general plan, and so now to make sure that there's internal consistency, those new mixed-use zones have been added as references within Division D3. There's also a number of edits that are being made per state law, things like clarifying recycling standards, signage standards, as well as parking standards that the city committed to as part of the housing element update. In Division D4, there are several sections of Division D4 that are being removed and updated. There's a requirement that the cities provide a zone for adult businesses, and since our CS zone was deleted from the zoning ordinance, we had to provide a new location for where adult businesses could be allowed in the city. Also related to state law changes, cities are no longer able to require land use permits for child daycare facilities, and so that section of the ordinance has been removed. as well as commercial entertainment facilities that were related to truancy in schools. That's been updated we've removed that section of the ordinance because there are other measures that are in place that prevents truancy through commercial entertainment facilities. Division D4-38 is related to the non-retail use section. We've had some extensive conversations about that policy with the city council, and so that reflects the direction that was received at the previous council study sessions. And then we also have an addition of a new section, chapter to Division D4. We've added a new beekeeping policy in Division D4, and all the regulations on how someone could put beekeeping in their residential neighborhood. I did want to clarify that in the staff report, there's a reference to a minimum of a 10,000 square foot lot size. Over the course of our study session discussions, that's been amended to 6,000 square feet. That's actually referenced correctly in the text changes in Division D4 that's attached in your exhibit, but just wanted to clarify that it had originally started as 10,000 and the Planning Commission ultimately supported a 6,000 square foot minimum lot size. Honeybees, correct, right. For recreational use only, so not commercial beekeeping operations. Just purely for
Not producing honey or selling of honey.
Right,
Okay.
correct. Not commercial selling of honey.
Got it.
And then moving on to Division D6, just a minor edit to that section, just clarifying the development plan concept review process. In Division D7, there's two edits that are made to this section. One of them to reflect the new noticing requirements that was changed last year by state law for noticing of amendments to zoning ordinances. And then the second change to Chapter 3, amending the process for how we review general plan amendments and zoning amendments. And then in Division D8, this is the glossary of the zoning ordinance. These are just edits to definitions and clarification of definitions. And so with that, our recommendation this evening is to receive the report and provide feedback to staff. We are here for a public hearing, and so we'd recommend taking public testimony, closing the public hearing, introducing the ordinance, waiving the read by title only, and then if appropriate, set October 14th for ordinance adoption. So that concludes my staff report this evening. If there's any questions, I can certainly take those.
Okay, thank you, Cindy. I appreciate the staff report, and we've been kind of waiting for this, kind of been hearing bits and pieces of it coming, so it's finally here for the public hearing, and I'd like to see if the council has any clarifying questions.
I don't have clarifying questions, but I have clarifying comments, but you want us to hold that till after?
Let's hold that
Okay.
till after the public hearing.
Okay.
We'll have time to discuss it before we decide what to do with it. Any clarifying questions?
Just I have one question regarding, are these changes, are they going to have any impact on our current development that we already development projects? Do we have any issues or concerns with that?
So typically with any adoption of new language in our zoning ordinance, it doesn't typically impact already approved projects. Those projects fall into the original approval for the zoning ordinance that was in effect at the time. And so it doesn't affect previous applications. Now, any new applications that are filed after the effective date of this ordinance, if it were to be adopted, would then be subject to these new ordinance requirements.
Sounds good. And my next question is, once we update these, how we are planning to communicate this to developers as well as residents who are interested in knowing what are these changes? Do we have any action plan for that?
Yeah, so in addition to the outreach that we've done over the last 2 years during our study sessions, we've also done direct notices to property owners about the proposed changes that are being made leading up to tonight's public hearing. And so we've done quite an extensive outreach to get people involved with providing comments on the various changes that are being made to the chapters. Our goal is after this gets adopted, once it goes into effect, we have a number of social media campaigns and outreach that we anticipate to reach out to direct people who have been interested in the zoning ordinance amendments. And there have been quite a number of people in the public that have been asking or waiting for some of these edits to be updated because there's such a tie into the housing element and the general plan updates that we've done that they've actually been anticipating when this will go actually into effect.
Sounds good. My final question, I'm sure you cross-checked all this across the board, but just for everyone, whoever is listening or whoever is here, are we in alignment with any state mandates that can have any impact on any of these changes?
Are we in alignment with state
Mandates so that it won't impact any negative way?
So I think that's really primarily the reason that's driven this, the majority of these text amendments is to become in alignment with state law. And although state law is constantly changing, we're trying to catch up with all of the legislation that has been adopted. It's as good as up until, we started the public hearings in August, trying to address all of the state laws that have changed, at least since the beginning of the public hearings.
Thank you. That's my questions. Thanks.
Okay.
Oh, go ahead.
Councilmember Hazeroff? Okay.
Yeah, I just was curious about, you were indicating that the office spaces have used because we don't, are changing because we don't have, we have more remote office business, I guess, is conducted remotely. And how does that specifically change? Because you indicate that the owners ask for expansion of allowed uses. Can you give me an example of how that might change over the last few years?
Sure. So, for example, in our current office zones, there are certain types of land uses that either are not allowed or require a use permit process to allow a new business to locate within that office zone. One of the conversations that we've had on numerous occasions over the last couple of years is related to studio type of uses where maybe a tutoring center or a business that provides educational services may be restricted through a use permit process, which can cost a sum of money to file the applications, but also add 4 to 6 weeks to their approval process before they can get word on whether or not that use is approved. So one of the changes that have been made is to evaluate, well, really what is the impact of that educational service within that use, and then reducing some of those requirements to eliminate either a use permit and allowing them by right. Our analysis has been those types of uses generally are pretty compatible with an office zone. We generally do not hear a lot of concerns once those uses go in. And so rather than requiring a use permit process, allowing them to go into the office zones, it's something that the property owners as well as the businesses have all advocated. And that's something that is being considered tonight in the land use tables. We also thought that this takes some of the pressure out of our traditional retail shopping centers. And so it has an additional effect of providing more opportunities in the retail centers to be retail as opposed to being filled with some of these non-retail uses. If you're required to get a use permit in either zone, somebody may consider being in a retail location if they're going to have to go through the process anyway. But by providing a much more streamlined review process in a different zone, that could potentially have the effect of allowing for more retail businesses to be supported in our commercial zones.
So we're being a little more business friendly and working with the businesses to try to accommodate them so that they can serve their customer and not have to go through a lot of paperwork and wait for a ruling on something. So it sounds like that's working out pretty well.
We hope, to have that adopted and.
Yeah. All right, thank you.
Come back to Councilman Schweiner.
I have two questions, Cindy. So first question is, when did Measure G expire or sunset?
I'm going to turn that over to our city attorney's office, just so he can run through some of that background.
By its own terms, Measure G applied to General Plan 2020, which I believe the city adopted in the year 2000.
Okay.
And so once we went to General Plan 2030, it was not Measure G that applied to our general plan amendments, but the ordinance that was passed in 2007.
Got it. Okay. So Measure G has no bearing.
That's correct.
Thank you. Second question, maybe, and back to the city attorney, sorry. It sounds like we're making these changes and these edits to text amendments. What's the blowback if we don't?
Well, I don't know that I'd describe it as blowback, but I would say that we're just waiting to be challenged on a decision. When and if the commission and council come to different decisions on a general plan amendment proposal, then what would happen is that the city would be vulnerable to challenge from either the project proponents or the project opponents, depending on what action the council takes. For example, if the commission votes to deny a general plan amendment and the council decides that it wishes to approve that general plan amendment, the council may approve the general plan amendment, but then be challenged by the opponents because they failed to follow the procedures under the ordinance that required the council to follow the commission's decision. If the council instead chooses to go the other way, then they could be challenged by the project proponents because the council unlawfully delegated its authority to the commission.
I see. So we'd be in violation. I have the statute of government code 65857 that this council sounds like we must maintain the authority to adopt, reject, or modify.
That's correct.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. That was it. Thank you.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, Cindy. We'll go ahead and can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
I move the motion for public hearing.
I second.
Okay, got a motion and a second. Okay, public hearing is now open. And do we have any speaker cards?
We do have 2 speaker cards for this item. The first, Susie Ferris Indercom.
Evening, Susan.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. The concern that I have with the zoning ordinances that I want to put forward to you is related to the changes associated with the zoning administrator's ability to approve and review, many which may or may not be publicly reviewed or noticed, and previously raised concerns by Commissioner Wallace regarding the approval role between the Planning Commission and the zoning administration. From my notes of a commission meeting on January 7th of this year, which was related to the public hearing on Woodside Canyon residential development, Eric Wallace raised serious concerns about waivers and concessions, points out some of the process violations, points out some that are the same process violations as Marketplace, including the 30-day notice timeline And who approves a concession and waiver, which is the commission, not staff. And this, he quoted Schreiber court case. Eric said he had asked Martin License, the city attorney, to address the concern about concessions and waivers, but failed to get back to him. I noticed in the packet, on packet page 188, it was changed from zoning administrator and ARB, Architectural Review Board approval, to just be the zoning administrator. And that occurred several places. On page 263, and I did give Christina a copy of this so you have the details. It says review authority, zoning administrator. The zoning administrator shall approve, conditionally approve, or disapprove application for development plans and plan amendments. This is the little caveat that I kind of want to call out here. The zoning administrator may defer action and refer the request to the commission so that the commission may instead make that decision. On packet page 264, the zoning administrator shall conduct public hearing if required in subsection F above and hear testimony for and against the application. 2, within 30 days of conclusion of the public hearing, the review authority, now it changes to review authority, but I'm assuming that's a zoning administrator, shall approve, conditionally approve, or disapprove the application. Notice of the decision shall be mailed to the applicant and any other party requesting notice after the decision is rendered. Finally, what I want to point out too is a variance application reviewed and approved by the administrator. And again, may or may not be a public hearing. What I'd like to see happen with this particular thing is some clarification made, not only in tracking reports, because you put out a project tracking report, development plan reviews, public notices, et cetera, that each project clearly calls out who the review authority is for that project. So we know whether the commission's going to review it or the zoning administrator is going to approve it.
I need you wrapped up.
I know, that's it. Yeah, the only other thing that I was gonna call out was the parking spaces. There were a number of reductions, and I just see that becoming a quality of life issue. And so many of the developments that are gonna be in areas where there are no on-street parking spaces, and it would not be safe to start to allow them to park on street. Sorry, it's a little over. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next speaker, please.
Sharad Kathrani.
So I do not believe the council is doing the due diligence. The main question was asked was whether the text amendment changes the supermajority to regular majority, and changing the 3 meetings to just 1 meeting that was a simple question you should have asked. And I don't think that was done. And why that was not done, I don't know. And it's a voter approved measure. It should go back to voters. Even if you have to remove it, if you have to change anything, you have to go back to voters. That's a basic logic. And this was the same logic you mentioned in your previous council meeting. Thank you very much. We may issue a recall. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
That was the last speaker card, but there was written public comment from Byron Day Ericall that is before the council as well as in the back of the room.
All right, thank you. Can I get a motion to close the public hearing?
I move the motion to close the public hearing.
Motion and a second. Okay, passes 4-0 with, oops, I think. Let's see what we got. Yeah, 4-0 with Councilmember Rubio absent. All right, public hearing is closed. Matters before the council for discussion, and then we'll make a determination on how to move forward. Any further discussion on this? Other comments?
So the only thing I would like to mention is that once it is approved, let's make sure we update all our documentation online as well as so that residents can have access to the latest update as soon as possible. And there should not be any confusion on understanding this. So that's pretty much my comments. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, well, I just want to thank the staff for working this. Yeah, I know you've been working this for really a couple of years. We're not done with it yet, so we still have, you know, a future meeting or more to do on this, but appreciate the hard work in cleaning up and getting the consistency between our housing element, our municipal code, zoning ordinance, all that, and also not just internal consistency within City of San Ramon, but also the consistency with state law as well, as you mentioned, or city attorney addressed in the part on Division 7. So I appreciate that. I heard the comment that was made about the zoning administrator approval, but that same section in there under review for the zoning administrator also says that they may defer the action or refer the request to the commission. So it's not a done deal at the zoning administrator. It can go to the planning commission, which has been the customary tradition. The other thing I'd say is there's not an elimination of this isn't about eliminating 3 meetings. This is about potentially eliminating unnecessary meetings. But frankly, we're empowering the planning commission to determine whether or not they need additional hearings. And it's their call. And we should not, you know, we should not hold unnecessary meetings if the meetings aren't needed to be held, and they can make that call. So maybe it is 3 hearings, but that will be determined by the planning commission. So if there are no other comments by council, then we need to.
I move the motion. We can move the motion, right?
Yeah, well, I guess we need a motion to, we've already closed the public hearing.
We're done.
So we're gonna continue the item and set the ordinance for adoption at the city council meeting scheduled October 14th. Is that where we're going with this?
Yep.
Gonna turn into Cindy here. Is that it? Okay, so that would be the motion to continue the item, set the ordinance for adoption at the city council meeting scheduled October 14th.
So I move the motion. Do I need to read the whole text or we good?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. You got anything? We need to read by title somewhere?
No, we've already read the title when we introduced the ordinance.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, so moved, so adopted. We will continue this item for October 14th, 2025. Next item is city manager and city council member comments and matters initiated. I guess I'll kind of start by, I'll turn it over to the city manager, but I just want to say, you're probably going to point this out, but thank you for getting these screens up.
Yeah. Yes.
You want to talk about that a little bit?
Sure, no problem, Mayor. Yes, we did replace the screens. We had an older technology where we used 4 monitors on each side, and now we have new short throw projectors. I was a little worried about, my head blocking if they mounted them wrong, the projectors, but we installed a couple of projectors to make sure that they're clearer and bigger for the audience to see, because I know that was always an issue. So we're still in the process of tweaking the resolutions and also modifying our PowerPoint presentations so they use the entire screen. So yeah, that's the first improvement. The technology in the council chambers is getting a little long in the tooth, and we're looking at, we have a dedicated funding source to remodel some of the technology in the council chambers. So we're looking into that right now. I also have several other updates. It's a little bit longer of a city manager update this evening, so bear with me. The first item, and it's in the agenda, is rescheduling the November 25th City Council meeting in observance of Veterans Day. The regularly scheduled City Council meeting falls on that Tuesday, which is a holiday. And I believe it's under our Muni code that if it falls on a holiday, then we meet the following day. So that would be Wednesday, November 12th. So I believe I need 3 nodding heads on that one, that it's okay to move it to the 12th, or we don't have a meeting. So thank you very much for the nodding heads. The other items that I'd like to bring up tonight, the Live Well Senior Resource Fair will take place this Thursday, September 25th from 1:30 to 4 p.m. at the Alcosta Senior Community Center. This event is free for adults 55 and plus, and you can connect with health and wellness professionals, explore senior care and housing services, take advantage of free health screenings for themselves and their families. The other item that I'd like to point out is the arts program survey is currently live. Residents are invited to share their input to shape San Ramon's arts programs. You can find the survey on the city website at sanramon.ca.gov/arts. And the survey takes less than 10 minutes to complete, and it's open through October 5th. And the final update for this evening, I did want to mention, it is very much in the news, and most of the public, I'm sure, is aware of the unfortunate incident at Heller's Jewelers that occurred yesterday. But I did want to commend the San Ramon Police Department. I receive updates when incidents are happening, and the amount of work and effort that our police department put into this incident to not only track down and apprehend suspects, but the I'll call the chief down to explain a little bit more some of the details, because it's an ongoing investigation. I don't want to say anything that I shouldn't be saying in public, but it was an extremely impressive effort. I know a lot of work went into the first incident at Heller's Jewelers, and there was a heck of an outcome for that case. And I know a lot of work is ongoing right now. So I'd turn it over to Chief Carlson to just give a brief overview.
I appreciate that. And Mayor and Vice Mayor, just as a quick update on what took place yesterday. I know you were informed along the way with what we released to the public in press release. But to give you a quick overview of how everything happened yesterday, a little bit before 2 p.m., one of our patrol sergeants, one of the things that we consistently do on our patrol division is we scan the neighboring agencies to see. We just have it programmed into our radios in the car, and on our portable radios, we can hit a button and we can scan the different channels around our area. So one of our patrol sergeants was actually listening to the Alameda County channel that covers Dublin, and he heard the Dublin dispatchers broadcast to their units that they had received information that an armed robbery crew may be in Dublin. So our patrol supervisor notified everyone in San Ramon who was working over the air. At that time, our drone as a first responder team was on duty, and so they went airborne. They were actually above city center when the suspects ran out of the cars. They started broadcasting information to our patrol units 30 seconds before the first 911 call was received by our dispatch center. So our units started converging on city center almost immediately. Even though the suspects who committed this crime were only inside Heller's for a little over 1 minute and 20 seconds, our officers were converging on city center as they were leaving. And as you saw, some of you may have seen videos that have been circulating on social media, witness videos. We have those videos as well. We receive them almost immediately from people who are on scene. But as they've been distributed to the public, it's become common knowledge of what took place. As the 6 cars that you saw fleeing were exiting city center, our officers picked up 3 of those cars as they took off. And so we initiated a pursuit just because of safety reasons. We concentrated on 1 car. That car went northbound on 680. We engaged in a pursuit that was in excess of 100 miles per hour. Because of the nature of the crime, and we knew that shots had been fired during the incident inside Heller Jewelers as they broke the windows to get outside of the business, we stayed in the pursuit despite the dangers involved. They started going the wrong way on roadways. As soon as we had air support above, in the form of a neighboring agency's helicopter, our officers backed off. and air support continued to monitor it. CHP was involved in monitoring on the freeway, and they tracked that vehicle all the way to Oakland. Because of the joint work and the help from assisting agencies, we have 7 people already in custody for this crime. We're working on the rest of them. As you may have seen some of the videos from the internal store surveillance, some of that were on news broadcasts this evening, as well as our drone footage. There are actually 23 individuals inside Heller Jewelers when that robbery took place yesterday. So we have 7 people in custody, ranging from the ages of 17 to 31. And we're continuing the work, just like we did with the incident that took place in March 2023. And it'll be an ongoing investigative effort. So we're not going to share too much more beyond that, just because it is an ongoing investigation. We don't want to jeopardize that, but we are still working towards it. And as many as we can take into custody, we will. So if you have any questions, you can let us know. Thank you. I appreciate that. I will say that as I've communicated, as you know, I was the PIO for quite a while. Still, in some ways, I am. So my phone started blowing up yesterday afternoon with reporters asking questions. And once the information came about, I actually had news reporters who were texting me directly saying, I don't know why every law enforcement agency doesn't have drones as first responders. It is such a game changer for us when it comes to situational awareness, when it comes to safety. And I truly believe, and I know there is that thought of we want to catch these people as fast as we can. But I truly believe the situational awareness that we had, because we were able to get there when we did, even if our officers would have been on scene while they were still in the store, we would have known what was going on, and we would have been able to handle that situation in much more of a safe manner than just running in as fast as we could. Because as you can imagine, what could have taken place in an area like City Center, that worst case scenario of a gunfight or something like that happening in that type of a location would be just horrific. And so having that drone as a first responder program and having it up and airborne, we try to do it as much as we possibly can. But what that does and that advantage that it gives our officers on the street and having that overhead view with what they can provide is just, you can't match it. You know, and I've shared with you some of the situations that have happened in California and the other agencies. This is the situation that's happened in San Ramon, where it's the specific to how it helps us. And so for your support, and also, you know, from the state level with the funding through the Organized Retail Theft Program, that's why that's in place. And it's situations like these, which is why that drone as a first responder program is so critical and is so impactful for law enforcement. So I thank you for your support of it, because it truly makes such an incredible difference. So thank you. I appreciate the time. And thank you, City Manager.
Thank you, Chief.
No problem. Is the area opened up? Is the area reopened, Chief? I haven't visited yet, so I don't know. That area that was cordoned off.
The area is open. Heller's is not yet.
Okay.
They were repairing the door, and hopefully they'll be back open tomorrow. But the rest of the area is open, just the store is still closed.
Thank you.
And that concludes my update for this evening.
All right, real good. Well, appreciate that. That was a lot of good information. Great to hear kind of that anecdote about our drone as a first responder program. It certainly paying for itself. So thank you. All right. Councilmember Shmaya.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Chief and City Manager. On September 10th, I went to the employee picnic for our employees and staff here in San Ramon. I was attended with Councilmember Adler and Councilmember Rubio, who was in here. 9/11, I was at the Remembrance Day with Councilmember Adler. I think that was in Alamo Park. Dan, it was in Oak Hill. It's a 9/11 remembrance in Oak Hill. And September 17th was the Street Smarts Advisory Committee. On October 15th for the community, we have the CHP presentation at Cal High at 7 p.m. If you do have students that are driving or permitted to drive and attend Cal High, my understanding is you need to attend to be able to have your child to get a permit to park at Cal High. So it's at 7 p.m. CHP presentation for all parents, open at Cal High, October 15th. October 25th from 10 to 2, right here at Iron Horse Middle School, we have our Street Smart Bike Festival. and that'd be for ages from 3 to 12. They'll have free CPR training, bike safety checks and maintenance. So if you have a bike that needs fixing, they'll help you fix it, and helmet fitting on that day. So that is October 25th at 10 to 2 at Iron Horse Middle School. And I hear that there's also going to be a bike course for the young folks as well. So that's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Moving down to Councilmember Adler.
Okay, my fellow council member kind of took care of a lot of it. It was nice to recognize the employees that do so well in this city. And Megan O'Donoghue, Human Resources, did an excellent job using the city council members to hand out the raffle tickets, or announce those who had won. And so it was, and we had the Mr. Softee truck, which was very popular outside. Also on the 9/11 at Oak Hill is always a very emotional service or recognition, and it was good that former Mayor Dave Hudson was there to really represent the city and say some appropriate words about that event. We of course we have Thomas Burnett, our at the time resident of San Ramon, who acted heroically. So that day always needs to be recognized every year. On Tuesday, September 16th, I attended the teen council at Central Park Community Center. Of course, congratulated the chair and the vice chair who we had appointed just a week or so ago. And purpose really of that meeting was to start assigning appoint members to the teen council to the various liaison committee assignments, and look ahead to the academic year. Let's see, Robert mentioned the Street Smarts. Let's see, also on Monday, September 22nd, oh yeah, one thing I wanted to mention about, well, yeah, we had mentioned, Robert had mentioned the Street Smarts. One of the activities ahead is they're going to have a competition for, it's called Be Real, and it's a tentative theme of safety first, to encourage high school students to feature e-scooters and bicycle safety. So that should be a good opportunity for the younger kids to be creative along those lines. Also on just yesterday, Monday, I attended the San Ramon Historic Foundation board meeting at the El Costa Senior Center. They had discussed the Hootenanny event, which I wasn't able to go to last week. I guess it was at Forest Home Farms. It was on Thursday, last Thursday, and was very successful, country western attire and so on. And so that is a great event for the community. They also discussed an upcoming event called the Family Fall Fest, also at Forest Home Farms, which is going to be on Saturday, October 4th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And it's actually the first ever one that we've had there. Kids and adults are invited, and there's also going to be music, food, beer, wine, and everything. So it'll be a great event. And I also just wanted to mention, to encourage the public to look into serving on committees. It's a great opportunity to get to know your city. And I know the Senior Advisory Committee is looking for members for that committee. And you learn so much. And I'll tell you, the Historic Foundation, you serve on that committee and you get a chance to meet former Mayor Carol Rowley and Abram Wilson. So many members that have been integral about, helping our city move forward. And they are still active on these committees, and it's a great opportunity to kind of learn about how we got to where we are now. So I really strongly encourage the public to look into joining some of these committees we have. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
Thank you. September 9/11, attended the AI Foundry event in San Ramon. As you know, we are working with our grassroots community to bring entrepreneurs, venture capitalists, educators, students together within our city so that we can bring AI as a hub in our city. So please, if you are interested in AI or want to participate, this event is every second Thursday of month at Bishop Ranch Foundry. That's where we gather and talk about our AI future developments that we want to bring to San Ramon City. And then September 17th, Art Advisory Committee meeting canceled, so skip it. So then September 18th, attended San Ramon Valley Diversity Coalition Roundtable event. So I don't know how many of you know about San Ramon Valley Diversity Coalition. This is a, once again, grassroots community that different backgrounds from people from different backgrounds get together and have an open conversation about what's going on within the community. In this case, we had elected officials, nonprofit organizations, San Ramon Valley Unified School Board trustee members, also our school superintendent. So they all joined, they shared their thoughts about the current affairs and current situation, what's going on, and what are their worries, how their grants are impacting these nonprofit organizations. So we had a very good open conversation on that and shared some thoughts and ideas how we can help them and how each other can help to address these concerns. And then this weekend, coming weekend, we have a major event going on, Agumoni event in our Bishop, just behind City Center. I forgot exact number. I think BR 2700. So this is a 3-day Durga Puja. So this is one of signature San Ramon event. Please feel free to drop in, check it out. A lot of every year, that's one of my favorite event to attend. And then on September 28th, Sunday, from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m., along with Council Member Rubio and I are hosting an event, community event, to Ask Me Anything, AMA session. So please join us at the park. If you have any questions, if you want to share your thoughts, what's happening in the city, or you want to know what's going on, please join us. This is going to be the first meeting, and our next meeting will be on October 4th on Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Piccadilly Park. And also, thanks to our San Ramon Police Department for going to join in that event so that they can also give some suggestions and updates on the activities that they are implementing for our citizens' safety. And the next one is, thank you, Chief, for updating us. It's great to hear that you put human life as first top priority, but keeping with that restrictions still, you guys could able to go after them and get 7 people arrested. That's amazing. So that's why we always appreciate your services. So thanks to you and your leadership, as well as everyone in the San Ramon Police Department. That's my update. Thank you.
And the Sunday's Cricket Award ceremony?
Oh, we have
SRCA?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So at San Ramon Cricket Association, we had Sunday award ceremony, attended along with Mayor Armstrong. And also we had Pleasanton Mayor and Dublin Council members at that event. As you know, San Ramon Cricket Association, there are 4 girls from San Ramon Cricket Association. Currently, they got selected to US national team. And the captain of our US national team comes from San Ramon Cricket Association. So they are being recognized. Also, we recognized under 11 team who won the Western Conference Championship in Texas. And also recognized another team. They went to UK and they won the championship in UK, King's Championship. And under 13 also, under 15, we got a Western Conference championship. So there are a lot of developments that's going on with within our cricket space. So yeah, it's they appreciated our city support in providing all this great infrastructure for our youth. So it was amazing to attend and see all those young kids coming up. So thanks for reminding me.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I've been out for better part of last couple weeks, but on the 17th, last Wednesday, I did attend the Contra Costa Transportation Authority board meeting. There was really nothing specific to San Ramon to report from that. As mentioned, I did attend the Hootenanny, so hats off to the Chamber of Commerce for putting on a great event. That was really good. Got another event coming up Friday, right? You got your Fourth Friday Roundtable event. That's right. Our very own Lauren Barr, Community Development Director, will be the main event at that roundtable. So I know a lot of people are looking forward to that. Saturday, I attended something unique. If you haven't done this, you ought to, next time it comes around, consider signing up. But it's the Secret History Tour of San Ramon with our very own former Mayor Bill Clarkson. He does a great job. It's about 4 hours, so bring some water and some snacks. But you'll learn some amazing things about San Ramon that you never knew, and so it's fascinating. And that's it. That's all I got. So with that, I'm going to adjourn this meeting until our next meeting on October 14th, 2025. Meeting adjourned.